I want you to listen closely and think I was bankrupted not by some scientific, clear, precise instrument they had that indicated public safety would benefit, but by just a fear tool used by the governor to hammer us all. Hat tip Reagan Battalion, who sent this in my direction on social media. This is apparently audio of New York tyrannical Democrat Governor Andrew Cuomo, one of the worst governors in the country. It's always a race between him and Gavin Newsom and Lori Lightfoot's the mayor of Chicago, excuse me, what's his name, Pritzker, the governor of Illinois. It's always a race between those three. Forgive me, folks, been a rough morning so far. A lot going on, to say the least. Maybe I have an update for you tomorrow. But this purports to be audio of Andrew Cuomo talking to a local religious leader about the shutdowns. Now, the audio is a little long, longer than we're used to. It's about 1:30, maybe a little more. But I want you to pay very close attention. Paula said a little more, about 2 minutes, maybe 2:02, right? This is Andrew Cuomo, a recorded call of him talking to a religious leader, making very specific the point here that these lockdowns are a blunt instrument based on fear, and he really doesn't have any science to back this up at all. And as you're listening to this, if you're a business owner in New York that's been bankrupted by Andrew Cuomo and the dreadful Bill de Blasio, up there with Lightfoot as one of the worst mayors in the country, by the way, I want you to listen closely and think I was bankrupted not by some scientific, clear, precise instrument they had that indicated public safety would benefit, but by just a fear tool used by the governor to hammer us all? Yeah, that's pretty much what he says. Check this out.
Let me make comment and let us, Dr. Zucker. I don't disagree with you. And look, I'm 100% frank and candid. This is not a highly nuanced, sophisticated response. This is a fear-driven response. You know, this is not a policy being written by a scalpel. This is a policy being cut by a hatchet. It's just a very blunt. I didn't propose this, you know. It was proposed by the mayor in the city. I'm trying to sharpen it and make it better. But it's out of fear. People see the numbers going up. Close everything. Close everything. It's not the best way to do it, but it is a fear-driven response. The virus scares people. Hopefully, we get the numbers down in the zip codes, the anxiety comes down, and then we can have a smarter, more tailored approach. Your point is right. Why close every school? Why don't you test the schools and close the ones that have a problem? I know, but first, I don't know that we have the resources to do that now, but I can tell you honestly, the fear is too high to do anything other than let's do everything we can to get the infection rate down now. Close the doors, close the windows. That's where we are. Commissioner, do you want to add something?
I think that's exactly the point.
Again, folks, in fitting with the thematic elements of today's show, how are we not living in an Orwellian Soylent Green nightmare right now? How? We have a major social media company, two of them, Facebook and Twitter, actively suppressing a credible, not denied story about a major presidential candidate 2 weeks from an election, kicking off the White House press secretary and the Trump campaign, Team Trump, from their platforms, fostering misinformation campaigns by the media over and over again. And then we have media people making fun of this story about said candidate while ignoring an explosive piece of audio about a major state governor, Andrew Cuomo, admitting on a call that the lockdowns that bankrupted tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people in his state weren't based on any science. They were a blunt instrument based out of fear. And his health commissioner at the end agrees with him. And yet we put this out there. I'm sure we will probably be banned by ScrewTube and others. I don't care. That's why I'm over Rumble. There's nothing. I just want to be crystal clear on this. I said it on Mark Levin's radio show last night to the media, ScrewTube, Twitter, Fakebook, and others. There's nothing you can do to me. There's nothing you can do to me. You have nothing to lose anywhere. Nothing. There's nothing you can do to me. You ban my videos on one platform, we'll put them on Rumble. You ban my posts on Twitter, we'll put them on Parler. You try to pull me off a server, I'll buy a server farm myself. There's nothing I won't do to fight against you. Nothing. I never thought I'd be living in a time where conservatives would be considered the real renegades. But that time is now. The liberal lemmings are the conformist fools, walking down a path of fascist totalitarianism and doing it while whistling past the graveyard. And I just want to give a hat tip. There were a couple, very small, but there were a couple liberal media people yesterday who see the danger of this path we're going down. One of them is this guy, Ryan. I forget his last name. I think he's Grimm or something, but he's a liberal. He's definitely a liberal. He doesn't even hide it. But even he said yesterday about this Twitter and Facebook banning these articles about Joe Biden, how if you think this is a good thing, you can't see 2 inches in front of your face. You have no idea how bad this is going to get right now. These companies need to be broken up. Google too, no question. They are anti-competitive monopolies that are engaging in active election interference. They must be broken up. They can't wait anymore.
You just heard Dan Bongino.